My name is Fulata Moyo. I work with World Council of Churches based in Geneva. I find this process that we are carrying out here very timely, and when I was coming here, I wasn't sure whether I would have meaningful interactions and contribute meaningfully, because I guess every time I think in terms of making a presentation, making an argument based on research, and trying to really make conclusions as to what could be done. But coming here and meeting with a group of people and carrying out a process of thinking in terms of what the negative messaging have been using religion, because Global Interfaith Network is really an organization that looks at the role that religion plays in whether affirming or not affirming the community of sexualities and sexual diverse orientation and gender identities that most of the times many religions have nothing positive to say. I think I've gained much more through this process of just working around the whole question of what are the existing negative messages and how can you replace those or counter those messages with more positive messages, and what can you really glean from the existing resources, religious resources. And for me, I think this process is very important, because at the end of the day, I always classify myself as an activist, activist scholar who really interrogates religious resources for liberation and affirmation of dignity of every person. So working through this process for me has been very important. Particularly, I wanted to mention that since I'm working in a group that is focusing on traditional values and culture, I've found that actually within the traditional values and culture, there are so many affirming messages that most of the times when I listen to people who say, oh, well, these are not issues that are within our African context, I find that I think most of the times we really use that explanation because we don't know the richness of our culture and traditions. Because within our cultural context, the Ubuntu ethos as a communitarian spirit has always informed our acceptance of each other and respect, and that diversity actually is a beautiful thing. So to always use culture as a kind of justification for destructive behavior, I find that is an oversight that we really need to challenge. So working on this has been, for me, really like reminding me of my own research and the richness of how rites of passage socialize sexual and gender identities, and how there is so much richness in that which we don't even unearth when we use the language of it being uncultural.